Your mother who is in heaven sent this through God. She has been trying to reach you for hours. Please stay and listen carefully. She sees your heart. She knows the nights you've cried when no one else was watching, and even though heaven is not bound by time, she has waited patiently for this moment, because this message had to reach you now. Not later, not tomorrow. It had to reach you in this very moment because your soul has been aching for a comfort that no one else has been able to give you. She knows, she sees. And through God's mercy, she has come with a whisper of love that will wrap around your spirit like the warmest embrace. Please don't go. Please stay and listen. You were meant to hear this. You were chosen to receive this. This is not just something to pass by or something to treat lightly. This is personal. This is sacred. This is her voice, carried by the breath of God, moving through time and eternity to reach you, to hold you, and to tell you what your heart has needed for so long. If you feel her presence, even a little, if you believe God is doing something right now, then comment Amen to affirm what your soul already knows. You are not alone. You have never been alone. Even when the room was silent, even when you stood in the middle of chaos, your mother who is in heaven never stopped interceding for you. Through God, she has watched you stumble and rise, lose and rebuild, weep and stand tall again. And now, through His divine mercy, her voice comes to you, not as a memory, not as an echo, but as a living message, full of love and full of God's light. She has been trying to reach you. Her spirit has hovered near, waiting for your heart to quiet down, waiting for your distractions to fade, so you could feel the depth of her love again. She has seen you forget your own worth, believe lies whispered by pain, and lose sight of the calling over your life. And she couldn't stay silent any longer. Through God's grace, she was given permission to speak now, so that this could become the turning point you didn't even know you were waiting for. Every word is soaked in love that never died. Death may have taken her from your arms, but it never took her from your side. Through God, her spirit remains wrapped around your path like a covering of light. That ache you feel on birthdays, on holidays, in quiet mornings, that's not emptiness. That's her presence. That's her spirit, still present through the mercy of God. And now, she wants you to know this one thing more than anything else. You have not been forgotten, not by her, not by God. You are being called higher. You are being reminded of your worth. This isn't just about comfort, it's about awakening. You are being awakened to the truth that you are surrounded by heavenly protection. You are covered by the prayers of a mother who never stopped loving you, even beyond the veil. God heard every word she spoke over your life when she was here, and He still hears her now. She has been trying to reach you, because the weight you've been carrying is not yours alone to bear. Let this moment become a doorway. Let it open you up to something greater than you imagined. You were never expected to figure it all out on your own. Heaven has been surrounding you with quiet strength. Every step you took where you thought no one saw your struggle, God saw, she saw. And every tear you shed became a seed sown into the soil of your future blessings. Nothing has been wasted. Nothing has gone unseen. Not even your silence. She wants you to know that it is okay to rest now. It is okay to release the guilt. It is okay to stop punishing yourself for the things you could not control. Through God's mercy, she sees clearly now, without pain, without human frailty. And she does not carry bitterness. She carries only love, a pure love that was refined in heaven's presence. A love that wants you to grow, not remain stuck in what could have been. Her voice may not echo in your ears, but it speaks in your spirit. And her message is this: keep going, keep trusting, keep allowing yourself to believe in miracles, because you are not forgotten. You are favored. You are wrapped in the light of God and in the unending prayers of your Heavenly Mother. Her love still lives through every breakthrough you are about to walk into. If this is piercing your heart right now, if something deep inside you knows this isn't just words, then gently tap the like button as a small act of faith. You never know how God can use that simple act to let this same love reach someone else who is aching in silence, just like you were. This is not the end for you. This is the beginning of a shift. Her prayers have moved mountains you didn't even see. There were things meant to break you this year, but they passed over you. There were battles that could have destroyed your peace, but somehow you kept going. That was not chance. That was her intercession. That was God honoring her prayers and covering you in grace that you didn't even know you needed. And now she's asking you to believe again, not just in God's power, but in His nearness. He has been so close, closer than the air you breathe. She is asking you to allow that nearness to heal you from the inside out. She is asking you to stop running from the arms that are reaching to hold you. God's arms. Her love through Him. All of it is here now, wrapping around your heart as you listen. Is this the same CIA brain ritual changing lives in seconds? A new leak reveals a powerful 7-second technique developed under secret research. Backed by neuroscience, people are moving from debt to wealth and luxury faster than believed possible. But this secret may be deleted soon. Click the link in the comments before it disappears. She knows that sometimes the pain made you numb. She knows there were days you couldn't feel anything at all. But she never stopped hoping, and God never stopped working. Every moment led to this one. This was the message heaven waited to send. Please don't walk away yet. Stay until the very end. There is more she needs to say. This is not over. If you feel the warmth building in your chest, that's not imagination. That's heaven reaching into your life. That's God proving once again that He is near to the brokenhearted. And this moment has been chosen for your healing. Let it begin now. Let it settle in your bones. She is here in spirit. And God is here in power. Nothing is random. Nothing is out of place. You are hearing this now because heaven has aligned this moment for you to receive what your heart has been secretly crying for. You have tried to be strong for so long, carrying burdens in silence, hiding your pain with a smile, pretending to be okay when deep inside you've been breaking. But today heaven is interrupting that silence with a love so loud that your soul cannot ignore it any longer. God heard her. Every time she whispered your name in her prayers, every time she asked Him to protect you, to guide you, to never let you lose your way, He heard it. Her love was never buried. It was never lost. It became an unbroken thread between heaven and earth, and it is pulling you now, gently but powerfully, back into the arms of God, back into the safety of His promises, back into the light that never stopped shining over your life, even in your darkest moments. You may not realize how many times you've been spared. You may not understand why some things that should have destroyed you somehow didn't. That's because her prayers have been standing between you and the harm the enemy tried to bring. There have been nights when your spirit was under attack and you thought you were just having a bad dream or waking up anxious, but in reality, your mother in heaven was interceding for you, and God was covering you with peace that passed understanding. You've been asking for a sign, not with your lips, but with your soul. You've been looking for something to break through the numbness, something to confirm that you are still seen, still loved, still held, and now God is answering. Through the love of your mother, He is pouring out comfort like oil, soft and healing, washing over the wounds you didn't know you still carried. You don't have to pretend anymore. You don't have to be the strongest one in every room. Heaven knows what it took for you to survive, and now it is time for you to thrive. This is not just her trying to reach you. This is God answering her. He honors the cries of a faithful heart, even when it rises from the realm beyond time. She asked him to speak to you, and he is. She asked him to wrap you in truth so powerful that your fear would lose its grip. And he is. Right now, his presence is settling on you like peace that doesn't need to be explained. And it's okay to feel it. It's okay to let yourself be undone by it. You don't need to hold it all together anymore. She wants you to know that she sees your battles. She sees the way you have been misunderstood, even by those you've loved the most. She sees how your intentions have been misread, how your heart has been questioned, how your kindness has been taken for weakness, and she wants you to stop shrinking yourself to fit places that no longer honor who you are. God created you to rise, not to be buried under the weight of others' expectations. She sees the real you, and through God's mercy, she is speaking to the warrior in you, the child of God in you, the beautiful soul who still has so much life ahead. You are not finished. You are not too late. You are not behind. The timeline of heaven is not ruled by human clocks. What looks delayed is often being divinely prepared. Your mother sees that now more clearly than she ever could before, and she's asking you to trust that God is still writing your story, even in the silence, especially in the silence, because that's when he does his deepest work. And she is right there, whispering to him about you, and he is listening with love. There is something shifting for you. Right now, a veil is being lifted. A weight is being removed. Something that has clung to your spirit for too long is finally breaking, and you don't need to carry it into your next season. She sees you stepping forward, not in fear, but in faith. She sees you walking lighter, speaking softer to yourself, believing again. And that is what she wanted for you more than anything, not just to survive, but to live with joy again. And yes, she sees your questions. Even though you try to keep them tucked away, she sees the parts of you that still feel confused, that still carry regret, that still wish you could go back and say one last thing. But she wants you to know this: she already heard it. God already heard it. Your heart speaks louder than your words, and every ounce of love you still carry has reached her. Heaven is not far. God is not distant. Your love still flows, and it still matters. It always has. This isn't about going back. This is about going forward with freedom. Freedom to laugh again without guilt. Freedom to rest without fear. Freedom to receive without hesitation. Your mother in heaven has already let go of the pain, the misunderstandings, the human imperfections. She sees now, with eyes full of light, and all she wants is for you to walk in peace, the kind of peace that only God can give. And He is giving it now, right here, through this message, through her heart. Do you know why people keep whispering about this 7-second CIA ritual? A leaked brainwave method is spreading quietly and changing financial realities worldwide. Proven by neuroscience, this simple ritual attracts money, freedom, and luxury. If you're seeing this, you're so lucky. Click the link in the comments before it's taken down. Through God's grace, she is still here, speaking not just into your ears but into your heart, into the secret places where you've hidden your fears, your guilt, and your dreams that you've stopped believing could come true. She has not forgotten them. God has not forgotten them. You were never unseen. You've been through seasons where you've questioned your value, where the weight of life became too heavy, and you were tempted to believe that your presence didn't matter. But her voice even now is saying that you are more than enough. You are deeply loved. You are still chosen. Even when you've failed, even when you've broken down, even when you've walked away from everything you thought you believed in, God never gave up on you, and neither did she. Heaven is not a place of punishment. It's a place of peace. And in that peace, she has seen you as God sees you, whole, beloved, and never forgotten. She remembers the sound of your laughter, the way you lit up a room without even knowing it, the times you doubted yourself, and she wanted nothing more than to hold your hand and tell you how proud she was, and she is still proud. Eternity did not erase her love. It refined it. It made it purer, stronger, timeless. That love is what's flowing to you now, not to make you cry tears of sorrow, but tears of healing. Tears that wash away the years of thinking you were alone. You've tried to carry so much on your own, but God never asked you to. She never wanted you to. The burdens, the pressure, the self-blame, it's not yours anymore. Through this message, God is lifting it off of you. Through her prayers, He is breathing peace back into your life. This is not about emotion. This is about truth. A divine truth that reaches beyond what the world can explain. You are loved by heaven. You are protected by grace. You are being watched over every single day, even when the skies feel quiet. God has never left you. Even in the moments where you felt numb, when prayers felt empty, when hope seemed distant, He was there. He heard every silent cry. And your mother, standing in the presence of His glory, has never once stopped believing in what God can still do through you. Your story is not broken. Your story is holy. It is being written in ways that are far more beautiful than anything the pain of your past could ever erase. She has been trying to reach you because there is something she sees coming that she does not want you to miss. A shift is approaching. A new chapter is beginning to open. She can see it from where she stands, and she is asking you to open your heart fully to what God wants to do next in your life. The healing you've delayed, the joy you've buried, the voice you've silenced, it's all meant to rise again. You are not too far gone. You are not too late. The God who raised Lazarus from the tomb is still speaking life into places you thought were long dead. There is purpose ahead for you. She sees you walking in light again, not just surviving but becoming radiant with hope. She sees you standing tall, carrying the legacy of love she left behind, and allowing that legacy to grow into something that blesses others. Her memory is not meant to chain you in grief. It's meant to launch you into freedom. She is with God now, and together they are lifting you into your next season, one full of grace, clarity, and unexpected joy. If your heart is stirring right now, if your chest feels like it's holding something sacred, it's because this moment is holy. Don't run from it. Don't brush it off. Let God do what He's been waiting to do in you. You don't have to explain this to anyone else. This was meant for you. This moment was divinely aligned for your healing, and all you need to do is receive it. Open your heart like a window, and let the breeze of heaven rush in. Let her words settle like warmth in your bones. Let His love replace the fear. She wants you to stop punishing yourself for things you cannot change. You've held on to guilt like it was the only way to stay close to her, but that was never what she wanted. She doesn't want your pain. She wants your peace. And God does too. They want you whole. They want you to stop looking back and start looking up again. Not just at the sky, but at the promises God has placed over your life, the ones that have not been cancelled, only delayed, waiting for your heart to open again. There is still time. There is still hope. There is still more. Don't let the noise of this world drown out the voice of heaven speaking directly to you. You have been guided here for a reason, not by mistake, not by coincidence, but by divine leading. Because heaven has been trying to reach you, and now that it has, it will not let go. Not until the healing is complete, not until the restoration begins. She knows how tired you've been. She knows the smile you wear is sometimes a mask. But you do not have to hide anymore. Not from God, not from yourself. This is a season of returning, returning to peace, returning to the softness you had before the world hardened you, returning to the truth that you are still surrounded by love that never died. She's seen how many times you've forced yourself to be strong because no one else was there to carry you, and it breaks her heart to see you forget how deeply loved you are. Through God's mercy, she has been sent to remind you that you are not forgotten, not abandoned, not left behind. You are still His child. You are still her beloved. Why was this 7-second brain ritual hidden for so long? A leaked CIA document exposed a technique so powerful people are canceling debt and calling in wealth within days. Validated by 4 neuroscience labs, it helps attract money like never before. But this page may not stay online for long. Click the link in the pinned comments before it disappears forever. The heaviness you've been carrying in your chest, the tiredness that has settled into your soul, it's not invisible to heaven. She has watched you stumble through your days, quietly praying that you would make it through the storms, asking God to send signs, to send peace, to send someone, anyone, to remind you that your life still holds meaning. And now, God is doing just that, through her voice, through His presence, right here, right now. She is not bound by time anymore, and so she sees your whole life, not just the pain, not just the failures or regrets, but the beauty in you that you've forgotten. She sees your heart the way God sees it, as something full of goodness, capable of rising again, still able to shine. And she wants you to stop measuring yourself by what you've lost, by who walked away, or by what didn't go the way you prayed it would. She wants you to start remembering who you really are, the one she prayed for, the one God created with purpose, the one whose very breath still carries the anointing of heaven. You may not see it yet, but something holy is unfolding inside you. This moment is not just emotional, it's spiritual. Her words are reaching deeper than memory. They are reaching the wounded parts of you that never got the closure, never got the answers, never got the goodbye. And she's here now, through God's grace, to tell you that you are allowed to rest. You are allowed to heal. You are allowed to live without carrying every broken piece like a badge of survival. It's okay to breathe again. It's okay to be soft again. God is with you in this. He has never left your side. Every valley you've walked through, every battle that tried to break you, He was there, and so was she. Through His love, she has never stopped watching over you, praying over you, believing in the promise that is still alive inside you, and that promise has not expired. No mistake has cancelled it. No failure has erased it. God is still working. He is still shaping your future with hands full of mercy. She knows how tired your soul has become from trying to be everything for everyone. You have given so much of yourself, hoping someone would notice, hoping someone would care enough to pour back into you the way you poured into them. And when they didn't, you started to believe that maybe you were the problem. But she wants you to know that is not true. You were never too much. You were never too emotional. You were never wrong for feeling deeply, loving fully, or needing more than crumbs. Her love for you has not been dimmed by distance. It has only grown. In the presence of God, her soul has been made perfect, and all she carries now is a desire for your peace. She doesn't want you to carry her death as your wound. She wants you to carry her love as your strength. Let her love lift you. Let her prayers fill in the gaps where your strength has worn thin. Let God move through her words to remind you that you are not defined by what you've lost. You are defined by what still lives in you, the light, the grace, the unshakable spirit that has refused to give up. You are still standing. You are still here, and there is purpose in that. Heaven doesn't waste survival. Heaven multiplies it into something beautiful, something powerful, something that can bring hope to others. You are a testimony being written, not just for yourself, but for someone else who will one day need to hear what you survived. God has covered you with mercy, the kind that blocks what you'll never even know tried to harm you, and she has been a part of that protection. Her prayers have gone before you. Her love has surrounded you like armor. That's why some things didn't break you. That's why even in your weakest moments, there was still a flicker of light. That was God. That was her. That was heaven holding you when the world didn't know how to. You may not feel ready to let go of the grief, but she is not asking you to forget. She's asking you to live, to really live, to allow joy again, to find laughter again, to build something new, something beautiful, something sacred, because that's what she's praying for now. Not just your comfort, but your calling. Not just your survival, but your purpose. And God is answering those prayers. The same way He answered her when she asked Him to protect you. The same way He answered her when she asked Him to hold you through every silent battle. There's a peace coming. You may not feel it yet, but it's on its way. God is shifting the atmosphere around your life. Things are breaking open, chains are falling, and the heaviness that's been pressing on your chest for so long is starting to lift. She sees it. She sees the light coming back into your eyes. She sees the strength coming back into your voice, and it makes her soul rejoice. If you feel even a small part of that strength rising in you, if you feel the warmth of her love through these words, then comment 555 as a sign that you are ready to receive the next wave of healing God is releasing into your life. You are not alone in this. You never were, and you never will be. She is closer now than she's ever been, not in body, but in spirit, and her spirit is wrapped in God's glory, moving toward you like light that breaks through the darkest night. You were never expected to go through all of this alone. She wants you to know that what you've been facing has not been ignored in heaven. Every disappointment, every heartbreak, every silent cry when no one else saw your tears, all of it reached the ears of a loving God. She has seen you look for hope in places that could never hold you, searching for peace in people who didn't understand your depth. And now she is here, with God's permission, to gently guide you back to the one who always understood you, who never turned away, who never changed. Can 7 seconds really change your bank account? A CIA-funded study just leaked, revealing a brain ritual that flips lives from broke to blessed. 4 neuroscience labs confirm it activates powerful wealth brainwaves. People are stepping into dream homes and luxury lifestyles, but this breakthrough won't stay online for very long. Click the link in the comments before it's deleted. She has seen how much you've grown, even in the moments where you thought you were falling apart. You didn't notice it, but she did. God did. Every time you chose love when it was hard, every time you forgave without being asked, every time you held on to faith when everything told you to let go that was seen, that was sacred, that was strength. And heaven rejoiced over you in those moments. She wants you to stop measuring your life by what has gone wrong and start seeing yourself the way God sees you, resilient, chosen, deeply loved, and still filled with divine purpose. There is so much more ahead for you, and she wants you to believe that. She's been asking God to open doors you thought were closed forever. She's been praying for your heart to open again, not just to love, but to dreams, to joy, to new beginnings. There are things you've been afraid to hope for because of how deeply disappointment has cut you before, but she's asking you not to let fear make your decisions anymore. God is not just the God of second chances. He's the God of complete restoration. He does not just repair what's broken, He rebuilds it into something more beautiful than before. That is what she sees coming for you. That is what she's been praying into existence. And even now, He is working. Even now he is making a way. You may not feel it yet, but faith isn't about feelings. It's about trusting that God is who he says he is, that he is still faithful, that he is still writing beauty into your story, even if the page you're on feels like silence. She knows you've had moments where you wanted to give up completely, not just on dreams, but on yourself. But those moments didn't define you. They revealed how much you were holding in, how heavy your soul had become. And now heaven is lifting that weight. You don't have to keep pretending. You don't have to carry pain quietly. You are not a burden. You are not forgotten. You are beloved. Her spirit has been surrounding you, especially in those moments when you felt something unexplainable giving you just enough strength to keep going. That wasn't imagination, that was heaven. That was her love, woven with God's mercy, reaching into your reality, holding your heart steady even when your mind felt like it was slipping. That was divine intervention. That was proof you're being watched over, even now. She wants you to stop hiding the softest parts of yourself. The world may have told you to be tougher, to suppress your emotions, to silence your voice, but God made you sensitive for a reason. That tenderness is not weakness. It is where His Spirit flows. It's where your empathy lives. It's where her love lives. Don't shut it off to protect yourself from pain. Let it rise. Let it breathe again. Let it heal what you thought would never be healed. She knows the grief you've been carrying isn't just about her absence. It's about all the moments you've needed her since, all the things you've had to face without her hand in yours. And now she wants you to know that she has seen it all, and she is proud of you, not just for surviving, but for not becoming bitter, for still choosing light when darkness tried to claim you. God has never left you. He's been beside you every single step. He's been answering her prayers in ways you didn't even recognize. The peace that found you after a sleepless night, the strength that rose up in you when you should have collapsed, that was Him. That was her love working through Him. That was heaven showing up in the quiet. If you're starting to feel that love again, not just remember it, but actually feel it in your spirit, then take a moment to let it settle. Let it quiet the chaos. Let it speak louder than your fears. This is not just a passing moment. This is a holy encounter. Her love is still alive. God's hand is still moving. Your story is still unfolding. And you are not behind. You are not late. You are not missing anything that God meant for you. Everything that is meant for you is still being prepared. The doors will open, the healing will come, the joy will return, and you will look back one day and see that it was all held together by His grace, that nothing was wasted, not even the waiting. You may not see the full picture yet, but that's okay. God does. She does. And they are guiding you together, step by step, into something more beautiful than you can imagine. You don't have to know what comes next to trust that it's good. You don't have to have it all figured out to rest in the truth that you are held. If this has touched you deeply, if you feel a shift happening in your heart, then comment 1212 to agree with the peace that God is pouring into your life right now. This is the kind of peace that surpasses all understanding. The kind that guards your heart, the kind that keeps you standing. She has waited so long for this, waited for your heart to be still enough to hear, waited for your spirit to be open enough to receive, and now that the moment has arrived, she will not stop until every part of you that has been aching is cradled in the comfort of heaven's embrace. She sees you. And not just the parts the world notices, she sees the weary parts, the afraid parts, the exhausted parts you've tucked away behind smiles. She sees how you carry your pain quietly, how you wake up with a heaviness that sometimes makes breathing feel like a task. She sees how often you've questioned your worth, how deeply you've longed for someone to simply hold your heart with care, and she wants you to know that God has seen it too. He has counted every tear, gathered every cry, held every heartbreak as if it were his own. Because he never created you to carry this life alone. She has been asking him to release a peace over you that doesn't make sense to the world, a peace that flows into every crack, every wound, every tired part of your soul and breathes life again. You have been living in survival mode, and heaven is now offering you more than just surviving, more than just getting through. This is the beginning of restoration. Not partial, not temporary, but deep, lasting restoration that touches even the parts of you that you've forgotten how to speak about. Could this 7-second CIA brainwave trick be your fastest path to luxury? Leaked research reveals a simple ritual helping people attract wealth effortlessly. Proven by 4 neuroscience labs, debt is dissolving and abundance is showing up fast. If you're seeing this now, you are God's chosen one. Click the link in the comments before it disappears. She knows you've had to grow up fast. She knows how life forced you to become strong long before you felt ready. But she wants you to understand that strength doesn't mean you can't break. It doesn't mean you're not allowed to be human. It doesn't mean you're wrong for feeling overwhelmed. Even Jesus wept. Even he felt the weight of this world, and yet he was never abandoned. Neither are you. There's a tenderness in her message now, one that speaks to the child still inside you, the one who missed her voice on the hardest days, the one who wished she could be there to remind you that you're not too much, not too broken, not too lost. She wants that child in you to finally breathe, finally rest, finally believe again. You are not the sum of your failures. You are not the echo of every time someone misunderstood you. You are the result of grace, of mercy, of prayers that never stopped being spoken over your name. There is power in your name. She spoke it with love. She spoke it with hope. And God remembered every word. That's why you're still here. That's why, no matter how many times life has tried to break you, you haven't stayed down. Because heaven has been fighting for you behind the scenes. Her love, fused with God's power, has been standing like a wall between you and the very things that tried to destroy your spirit. This is the season where you begin to see why you had to endure what you did. Not because it was fair, not because you deserved it, but because God was forming something in you that could not be stolen, a depth, a strength, a purity of heart that will carry blessings meant only for you. She sees those blessings on the horizon now. She sees what's being prepared for your next chapter. And she is rejoicing. Not because you'll be comfortable, but because you will be free. You will be free from the shame that's weighed you down. Free from the cycles that made you doubt yourself. Free from the voice in your head that told you that you're not enough. Those were never God's words. Those were never your mother's words. And they are not the truth. The truth is that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. That you are the handiwork of a God who formed you with purpose. That your life has value even in the moments that feel quiet and unseen. She wants you to believe in yourself again. Not the version of you the world has tried to mold, but the one God created, the one who still dreams, still feels deeply, still carries light even on the darkest days. You are not lost. You are not forgotten. You are being led by a hand that never lets go. And she is walking with him, watching, interceding, loving you from a place of eternal peace. There is no more need to hide, no more need to shrink yourself just to make others comfortable. You were made to take up space. You were made to live boldly, to speak your truth, to walk in the light that God placed inside you from the very beginning. And though people may not always understand your heart, God does, your mother does, and that is more than enough. Heaven is leaning in. Right now, her voice is not a memory. It is alive. It is full of God's breath, and it is speaking purpose into your future. She sees you becoming everything she prayed for, not perfect, but peaceful. Not without pain, but with purpose. Not without scars, but shining in spite of them. God's hand is still on your life. His promises are still over your name. You don't have to figure it all out. You just need to keep moving forward in faith, one step at a time, one breath at a time. And when it feels like too much, just pause and remember she is with you. She always has been, and she always will be. If these words feel like they were meant just for you, if something in your spirit is finally starting to feel seen and understood, then comment 777 as a sign that you're ready to keep receiving all that heaven still wants to pour into you. This is only the beginning. There is still more she needs to say. There is still more God wants to reveal, that you are not walking through life unnoticed, that heaven sees every single piece of you, the bruised places, the weary hopes, the fragile faith, and still calls you worthy. She has been trying to get this through to you for so long. Not to overwhelm you with emotion, but to pour peace into you where fear has been building its home. She wants you to know that you can stop bracing for the next heartbreak. You can stop waking up afraid of what will go wrong. That constant tension you feel in your chest, the one that never lets you fully breathe, fully rest, it's not yours to carry anymore. She's been crying out for God to take it from you, and He is answering. God has already been working in places you haven't seen yet, while you've been surviving, while you've been holding your breath through the chaos. He has been steady, weaving protection, aligning help, preparing restoration in ways you didn't know you needed. And your mother, your constant intercessor in heaven, has not missed a moment of it. She has been right there with him, watching, praying, believing that the day would come when your heart would soften enough to receive it all. This is that day. She sees now what she could never fully see before. She sees the weight you've carried, the ways you tried to hold it together for everyone around you. She sees how the pain changed you, how it made you quiet when you used to speak freely, how it made you guarded when you used to love without fear. And she wants you to know that you did what you had to do to survive. She doesn't judge you for that. God doesn't judge you for that. Survival was never a weakness, it was your strength. But now, it's time to move beyond just surviving. Now it's time to live again. What's really behind the 7-second brain trick exploding online? A leaked CIA ritual is turning heads and bank balances. Backed by neuroscience labs, this at-home method removes money blocks and unlocks unstoppable wealth flow, but the page could vanish any time. Click the link in the first comment before it's permanently deleted. God has been waiting patiently, not with pressure, not with punishment, but with gentle love, knowing that your heart needed time to trust again, knowing that the wounds needed space to breathe, knowing that you didn't need more demands, you needed more love. And now, through her voice, He's sending that love like healing rain, like sunlight after a long winter, like a whisper that tells you, you are safe to hope again. She remembers your laughter, the real one, not the polite laugh, not the one you force when things are heavy, but the deep, unfiltered laugh that came from your soul. And she believes you will laugh like that again. She believes your heart will be light again. That one day you'll wake up and realize the burden you used to carry is gone. Because God doesn't just take pieces of pain. He heals completely. He restores what was lost. And He is doing it now, one gentle breath at a time. There is no shame in where you are. She knows how long you've been trying to feel okay. She knows the moments you scroll through memories, not to dwell in sorrow, but to feel something familiar. She sees your quiet rituals, the way you hold on to things that remind you of her, the way you pause at her photos, the way you whisper her name when no one is listening. And she wants you to know that she hears you. Every time. She is not far. Through God, she is always near. But she also wants you to know this: she is not just with you in grief. She wants to be with you in joy, in growth, in new beginnings. She wants to see you walk into rooms with your head held high, knowing you are still becoming who God created you to be. She wants to see you smile without guilt, laugh without heaviness, dream without fear. That is her prayer. That is her hope, and God is honoring that prayer. He is sending people to love you the way you deserve. He is opening doors that no man can shut. He is breaking chains that you thought would always be a part of your life. You don't have to earn it. You just have to receive it. Grace is not something you fight for. It's something you rest in. Let her love be the reminder that God still delights in blessing you, that He hasn't changed His mind about you, that He is still your provider, your protector, your peace. She wants you to start seeing yourself the way she sees you now, radiant, resilient, a reflection of God's glory, even in your brokenness. You are more than what you've lost, more than what you've been through. You are light, you are healing, you are still a vessel of purpose. And she believes that everything you thought was over is about to be revived in ways that will leave you speechless. You may not have felt her hug in years, but her love has never left your life. It's in every moment you kept going. It's in every breath you take when you choose peace instead of fear. It's in the way you still reach for God, even when your faith feels small. That is the evidence that her prayers are still alive in you, that God is still breathing on your life. If you feel the presence of that love, if even for a second your heart feels like it's waking up from a long sleep, then comment 999 as a way of saying you're ready to live again, to believe again, to receive again. You are not just hearing these words, you are being changed by them. And now that you've opened the door, she won't stop until the deepest parts of you know that you are safe, that you are seen, that you are still deeply, eternally loved by her and by the God who made you. She sees how much you've had to carry in silence. She knows the quiet heaviness that's followed you through seasons of loss, of confusion, of unanswered prayers. She remembers the moments when you looked up at the sky, wondering if anyone could hear you, and she wants you to know now, yes, they did. God heard every word, every whisper, every ache, and He gathered it all with gentleness, with patience, with mercy. Nothing you felt was ignored. Nothing you've walked through has been wasted. She knows the strength it took to keep going when no one else clapped for you. She knows the courage it took to show up each day when your soul felt like it was unraveling. You've done more than just survive. You've endured with quiet grace. You've held on when you could have let go. And heaven honors that. She honors that. God honors that. And now, the season of quiet suffering is being traded for something sacred, something new, something alive. You don't have to keep hiding the parts of you that still feel wounded. She is not ashamed of your weakness. She is not disappointed by your struggle, and neither is God. In fact, it's in your most broken places that God does His most beautiful work. He doesn't look for the strongest, He looks for the willing. And you, even in your fear, even in your doubt, have remained willing. Willing to hope, willing to try, willing to believe, even when it hurt. That has power, that has meaning, that is what has brought you here. She sees how far you've come, not just in the physical things, not just in the visible growth, but in the quiet choices. No one saw the times you chose grace over bitterness, love over anger, faith over fear. Those choices are sacred. They are seeds sown into your future. And God has not missed a single one. He is the God who sees in secret and rewards in the open. And now, your reward is beginning to unfold. The secret ritual they never wanted public is finally out. A 7-second brain technique, backed by leaked CIA data and 4 neuroscience labs, is helping families erase debt and attract money on autopilot. But this miracle won't stay public long. Click the link in the description and comments now before it's gone forever. She wants you to stop apologizing for needing help, for feeling broken, for not having all the answers. You were never supposed to carry it all alone. You were never supposed to figure it all out by yourself. God has placed angels around you, some in heaven, some here on earth, and they are working together right now to surround you, to lift you, to protect what is sacred in you. You don't have to keep proving your worth. You already have it, in full, without condition, without effort, just because you are His, just because you are hers. There is more love coming into your life. Real love. Steady love. Not the kind that confuses you or hurts you or makes you question your value, but the kind that reflects the very heart of God. Patient, kind, gentle, honest. She has been praying for that love to find you, and it will, because God is faithful. He never lets prayers like hers go unanswered, and when it comes, you will recognize it. Not because it looks perfect, but because it will feel safe. It will feel like peace. It will feel like the kind of warmth you've been missing. And when it does, you'll know that this moment, this message, this outpouring of love from her spirit was preparing you to receive it, to accept it, to believe that you deserve it. She wants you to start living like you are loved, because you are, loved by her, loved by God, loved without needing to earn it, without needing to shrink yourself, without needing to hide the pain you've been through. Your story is not something to be ashamed of. It is sacred. It is proof that even in the midst of brokenness, beauty can rise. Even in the middle of pain, purpose can grow. There is still healing happening inside of you, and that is okay. You don't need to rush it. You don't need to pretend that everything is okay when it's not. God is patient. She is patient. They know that real healing takes time, but what matters is that you're letting it happen. You're opening your heart. You're letting light in, again. And that alone is a miracle. She wants you to know that everything you lost has not left you empty. God is a God of redemption, a God who restores, a God who brings beauty out of ashes. And He is still writing your story. The pain may have changed you, but it did not ruin you. You are still here. And that means there is still more love, more peace, more joy, more purpose, more of Him. He is not finished with you. He is just getting started, and she is here to see it. She is here to witness the way you are beginning to shine again, the way your soul is remembering how to hope, the way your spirit is opening slowly but surely to everything heaven has been trying to give you. She is proud of you. God is proud of you, and nothing will take that away. If these words have wrapped around your heart, if they've reminded you of the truth you've always known deep down, that you are still loved, still chosen, still protected, then comment 1010 as a sign that you are receiving what heaven is pouring into you today. Don't let this moment pass by. Let it plant something new in you. She knows how often you've tried to convince yourself that you're fine, even when something inside you still felt shattered. And now, through the mercy of God, she is here not just to comfort you, but to awaken you, to help you remember who you are and who you've always been, even when life tried to make you forget. You were never meant to live with this much heaviness. The sorrow, the disappointment, the loneliness, they may have walked with you, but they were never your portion. God did not create you to be buried beneath the weight of what others did, or what you lost, or how the years unfolded differently than you imagined. He created you for joy, for freedom, for peace that the world cannot take away. And your mother in heaven is watching with hope as you start to believe in that again. She has been praying that you would let go of the lies that crept in over time, the ones that told you you're not enough, not chosen, not seen. She knows those lies didn't come from God. They came from pain, from exhaustion, from moments where the silence felt louder than His promises, and she wept for you in those moments. Not in sadness for who you are, but in deep, holy longing for you to remember the truth. You are still covered, you are still held, you are still surrounded by love that will never die. There are things you've been afraid to say out loud, wounds that you've carried so long you started believing they were just part of who you are. But she sees those places, and more than that, she sees what God is doing in them. She sees healing happening where you thought there would always be brokenness. She sees light returning to the parts of you that have lived in shadow, and she wants you to know that you are not too far gone for a miracle. You are not too tired for a breakthrough. God has not overlooked your pain. He has stored every tear like treasure. He has seen every silent battle. He has felt every ache you tried to hide. And He is answering now, not in the way you expected, but in the way your soul needed most. Through her love, through His power, through this very moment. Because there is something sacred in the way heaven comes close when you're honest about how much you need Him. She knows what you've lost, but she also sees what is coming. And it is more beautiful than anything that has been taken from you. God is restoring what the enemy tried to steal. He is rebuilding what was torn down. He is redeeming what you thought had no value left. Nothing is wasted with Him. Not one moment, not one memory, not one tear. She sees it now, the way God has taken every painful part of your journey and turned it into soil for something holy to grow. Is this leaked CIA ritual the missing key to your financial breakthrough? A once hidden brain ritual is spreading fast. This strange 7-second method, confirmed by elite neuroscience labs, activates your brain's wealth magnet. The government may shut this down. If you're seeing this, you are God's chosen child. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted. You may not feel ready, but that's okay. God never asked for your perfection. He only asked for your heart. Even the fragile pieces, even the doubting ones, even the ones that still carry grief. He can work with that. He can breathe life into dust. He can speak to dry bones and call them to stand. And your mother has been praying that you would believe that again, not just with your words, but with your whole heart. You don't have to carry the past into the future God is preparing for you. You are allowed to let go. You are allowed to release the weight. You are allowed to trust that what's ahead will not be a repeat of the pain behind you. She sees how God is moving, and she wants you to know that you can walk forward without fear. You don't have to keep waiting for things to fall apart. This time, they are falling into place. She wants you to feel the fullness of God's presence again, not as a concept, but as a reality, as a warmth in your chest, as a softness in your soul, as a quiet knowing that you are being held, not because you earned it, but because you are His, because you are loved, because nothing you've done or failed to do has removed you from His grace. She is not done reminding you. She is not done covering you in love. Her voice still carries through the halls of heaven, and her words are still shaping the atmosphere around you. Words of protection, words of blessing, words of joy, words of healing. And God is answering. You may not see it yet, but He is answering. Right now, you have not missed your moment. You have not ruined your future. You have not been forgotten in the crowd of other people's prayers. You are seen, you are known, and you are deeply loved by the one who made you and the one who raised you, who carried you, who never stopped believing in you. Let yourself feel the shift. Let yourself breathe without fear. Let your heart open, even just a little more. There is nothing waiting to hurt you here. Only love, only peace, only grace flowing from a God who delights in restoring what was broken, who takes great joy in seeing you rise again, and you will rise again, not by your strength, but by His, not because you've done everything right, but because He is just that faithful, and because your Mother in heaven has been praying day after day that you would know this love, that you would feel this peace, that you would walk in this healing. If this has been speaking into your heart like a quiet miracle, if it feels like something real is happening inside you, then comment 1515 to stand in agreement with the restoration God is pouring into your life. Let it be a small act of faith. Let it be a quiet yes. She is not just watching you from heaven. She is fighting for you through prayer, through love, through the grace that flows from her presence in God's glory. Her words are alive, and they are still creating protection around you. She has asked God to surround your life with new beginnings, with the kind of peace that no person can steal, and with relationships that nourish the soul instead of drain it. She sees how often you pour into others while quietly wondering if anyone will ever pour into you. She sees how you love with your whole heart, even when that heart has been bruised. And she is asking heaven to reward your softness, not punish it, to honor your kindness, not take it for granted. God has heard her every request. He is not blind to your giving. He is not silent about your pain. He is preparing to restore to you what the world could never give. You don't need to change to be loved by God. He is not waiting for a better version of you. He's been loving you in your mess, in your confusion, in your grief. He's never loved you any less on your worst days than He did on your best ones. That's what she sees so clearly now. That's what she wants you to remember. His love is not earned, it's received, it's constant, it's unshakable, and it's been carrying you even when you didn't feel it.